All right, everybody likes to dish the dirt, and in New York, you know, what's happened here is certain celebrity columnists in the Daily News, to be exact, they're very powerful, Page 6, they have been caught. You know, they've in fact, the fellow Joe Francis, who puts on, thank you, our producer, putting on the Wild On Girls, this guy has been, I guess, accused of offering limousines, trips to exotic lands, all in exchange for favors. Leah Garcheck of the Chronicle, public eavesdropping, very powerful.
I'm really powerful.
Well, you heard Kelting already offer you a little something. Have you ever had somebody say, Leah, please, I can take care of you? Huh? Come on.
A haircut.
A haircut's it?
Yeah. Got an email from someone, a salon that wanted publicity for something or other, and the person
But you must
said,
know some rich guys say, come on, I'll fly you here, I'll fly you there, huh? And it's no sweat for them.
Well, yeah, that's not presented as a bribe, you know, that's kind of like, well, you have to get to be able to do this, to the story. You've got to get to the place where you're going. So,
and how long you been doing this?
Oh, God, I've had a column for 22 years.
Well, then you're not on the take. You don't last, unless you're honorable. Huh?
I'm driving 85 Volvo. Am I on the take?
Yeah, but good gas mileage. You're ahead of the game. Hey,
not really.
I've got a question for you, though. Danielle Steele, for instance, we use her as our guinea pig here. Do people, the average person, really care what she had for breakfast, or is that one of those stories that 1% of people, read and look for their names? Does the general public care?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really? Okay.
I found kind of my rule of thumb for my whole career actually is people remember the worst thing they ever heard about you.
Okay.
So they could hear all kinds of Nobel Prizes or MacArthur Awards or fancy degrees, but if they hear you have some weird personal habit about what you eat or what kind of towel you use or whatever, that's what they're going to remember.
Okay.
So people do care about her.
All right. How about, and not just Danielle,
but she has, of course, as a San Francisco person, I mean, I must say she has no bad habits at all.
Well, positively, makes a lot of money off those books. How about Gavin Newsom, this new romance? Is this just so he can have somebody on his arm when he welcomes a dignitary, or is this love? What's the actress's name?
Her Sophia Milos, and we sat next to her at dinner the other night. My husband had quite a great time.
All right.
She's beautiful, and she's really nice, and she remembers your name. Very good qualities for a politician's significant.
I must turn the table. Did your husband go home with you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Did.
All right. Well, you have to probe. You know how this game's played.
He's got a broken arm right now.
All right. Hey, okay. Well, that's all right. You can work without the arm. Anyway, what about Willie Brown? Why is Willie still so interesting to people? And I say that because he's been out. When you're mayor, you're mayor. But those of us who know Willie love him, but yet he's in all the columns still.
Because he's got his thing totally down. He makes fun of himself, and that kind of allows you to do it, but also you know that you're not going to be wounding him. You don't have feelings of, did I really wreck this guy?
Yeah.
He's just...
so he can take it.
He's great to play with.
Yeah.
That's his great, and it comes across on the air.
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger for real, or is he the benefactor of a great publicity machine?
Oh, well, like any person in public, I'm going to answer another question, okay?
Yeah, okay.
But about Schwarzenegger, because I was thinking about that before we went on, and I have something to tell you that I never wrote about.
Go ahead.
Before he was governor, he was a proponent of the after-school initiative, remember? And we went to some event, and I was kind of just watching him. I mean, that's the best thing I can do, not even talking to people, just watching. And... women just go nuts. At the end of the event, people were waiting for their cars, and there were two women, and one was daring the other to pinch him, and so one went up behind him and pinched him on the butt.
But you've heard those stories, right?
I have.
Did he return the pinch?
When I heard the stories, it kind of, I'm not a Schwarzenegger fan, but it kind of gave me some sympathy for the guy.
Let me ask you here with Donald Trump. He comes in and does this big seminar at Moscone Center on the Learning Annex. Do people with Trump's party contact you, as powerful, as rich as he is, they still want to see his name in the local paper?
I got some contacts about that from, I believe it was the Learning Annex that put that on.
Yeah.
But, he had huge ads. There were ads, I think, every day in the paper. He didn't need me.
Paris Hilton, can you explain that? Do you find her interesting?
We sat with her at a dinner once.
Look at you.
It was, and I wrote in the paper she was a lox.
Yeah.
That's actually Jan Wall's term, which means she just sits there on the plate.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah,
nothing.
No, and good
Even though her mother, who was sitting right next to me, I'd say, made it a point to tell me that she was best friends with one of the Hearsts, and she would be reading whatever I wrote.
We got 10 seconds. All right, you ready? Best celebrity. He said, "Boy, I love this person. Really was a good guy."
Yo-Yo Ma.
Who?
Yo-Yo Ma.
Oh, you're the rapper.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
All right. This is KRON 4. Yo-Yo Ma doesn't play here. Anyway, no. All right. Hey, if you have a comment on Leah, anything that wants to jump out, can you email us? Thank you. Hey, give me a little bit of this. Give me a little bit of this. All right.
The rapping cellist.
Yo-Yo Ma.
Yo-Yo Ma.